If you can cultivate the right attitude, your enemies are your best spiritual teachers, because their presence provides you with the opportunity to enhance and develop tolerance, patience, and understanding. Last week, I got the same message 4 times. I must record this video. Everybody's actually waiting for it. One person told me that she is dealing with the passing of her father, and her daughter, her sister, is not helping her. Another one told me about the problems she has with her boyfriend. Another one has a blended family and has problems with the ex-wife of the husband. Are you catching my drift? They are all dealing with people who they can never, ever get rid of. People they are connected with forever. They are family, directly or indirectly, but they are family. And they are having very serious problems with them. Life and death, raising children. Why is this being brought up to my attention? I can tell you, I have gone through that in a very serious way. In my family, my ancestors brought me a great heritage of psychiatric challenges. In other words, they give me a gigantic heritage of spiritual gifts. That's the reason why I do this work. That's why this reason I am able to be patient and compassionate with other people who are suffering, because I have eaten my own very share of suffering. Now, life has changed so deeply for me because I've been doing my own personal healing. You see, of course, I went to psychologists. I went to, spiritual teachers of this sort and that sort and that sort. I am Mexican living in the Netherlands, so I consume the Aztec spirituality, the Catholic spirituality, the Protestant spirituality, of course, all the New Age way of healing. And I noticed that nothing works until you are very committed to take personal responsibility. As long as you're blaming them, your sister, your husband, whoever you're blaming, the government and the patriarchy and whoever you're blaming, things will not work. No matter how good is the technique that you are using, no matter how good, how kosher it is the technology that you're using, it will not work if you are not committed. It is very easy. You see it everywhere. We are in an epidemic of narcissism. They are all wrong. All of them are wrong. And we don't think that we also have responsibility. We point out the finger to them, but we don't remember that there is a part of responsibility within. In this moment of global awakening of consciousness, this is the one thing we need to do. Work in our own ancestral healing. Work in our own responsibility and commitment to be our own healer, so that we can change the way we relate to the so-called enemies. And instead of seeing them as enemies or difficult people or dangerous people, the other side of the political spectrum people, we can see them as souls. Really, in this view of being love within, of being the Christ within, when we remember that there is divine living within, we can remember that we are actually eternal, immortals. Nothing can happen to us. So there will be no fear and no need of retribution and aggression, but peace and openness to transform our relationships. So I bring you one important point and an invitation. The one important point is take responsibility for your healing right now. Take responsibility for changing from within so that everything outside changes. You see, reality works like a mirror. What is happening in your reality, all these horrible people that show up in your reality, are a reflection of the inner reality. And this inner reality has two components: who you think you are and how you think the world is. Your concept of your identity and the concept of everything else, how the world is. When you remember your own divinity, when you remember that the world is actually working and happening for you, you're going to start seeing changes in your relationships. But you will not be able to take that first step if you do not decide to commit, to take responsibility for yourself. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Nobody is going to come and solve it for you, even if you have a coach or a trainer or a psychiatrist or a healer or, whoever. She will not be able to help you unless you commit to do that process from the inside out. If you don't do the work, the outside is not going to be able to heal you. I am creating at the moment something brand new that is related to this, but is put together everything that has worked for me and for my clients. I'm 15 years a coach. I am just putting it all together because, I totally believe that we are in an awakening of new consciousness. And the one thing we need to do is this: work in our ancestral healing so that we can change our relationships with each other. As you change your relationship with your neighbor and your neighbor with his sister, and we all start changing, it's like fractals, the whole universe is going to start changing. More peace, more possibilities of joy, a better future will be created. But the only way is if you, myself, do the inner work. We cannot wait until they do it. We cannot wait until they do it. We have to take the first step in faith. So this is what I am creating. It's just being formed, working behind the scenes. What I invite you is to sign in for the waiting list. I am going to put the link below. What's going to happen with the people who join into the mailing list? You are going to get more perks, better pricing, surprises. I am just inventing it as we speak. So you are invited. If you have a person who really triggers you, this is really for you. If you really want to change not only that relationship, with every single relationship in your world, this is for you. I hope to see you on the other side.